count, pull it up. Ready, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good. Under here. Roll under the bed.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis and David Benavidez are reportedly preparing for their upcoming comeback fights, and one of the biggest storylines is that both camps are now drawing plenty of attention. As training intensifies, fans are closely following every update, wondering whether these preparations could play a major role in what happens when both stars return to the ring.
10 seconds! Super focused, super motivated.
You gonna feel all this shit we gotta do? Look, hey Tank, we gonna go 35-12.
According to recent boxing reports, Gervonta Davis has been linked with training alongside Jose Benavidez Sr., creating fresh discussion throughout the boxing community. If accurate, this would represent a notable change from the partnership fans have long associated with Calvin Ford. The reported move has sparked debate about what a different training environment could mean for Tank's preparation, strategy, and future inside the ring.
Seems like it's official that Gervonta Davis has a new trainer named Jose Benavidez. In this video, though, because there's a lot of conversations going on about what this means for Gervonta Davis as far as his skill set, as far as like his motivation to be in boxing, and whether or not Jose Benavidez Sr. can ignite that fire in Gervonta Davis. Well, in this video, I want to talk about that, but I also want to talk about a real reason for what took place in Gervonta Davis's camp. And one of the reasons that he's no longer with Coach Kenny and Coach Calvin. And I think it's an important thing to say because it's not all on Coach Calvin, it's not all on Coach Kenny, and it's not all on Gervonta.
The reports also suggest that changes behind the scenes may have contributed to this situation. According to the discussion, concerns over trust and privacy within the camp became a growing issue, with claims that confidential information was finding its way outside the team. While those reports remain part of the ongoing conversation, they have added another layer of intrigue to Tank's current training camp.
I have been paying attention to that camp for a while. I know people in that camp. I know people around that camp. And I can tell you without a doubt that the major issue with Gervonta Davis and that particular camp was the fact that there's so many paid snitches in his camp. It was replete with family members and other people who, whenever they got a piece of information about Gervonta Davis, would try to go out and give that information to somebody else in exchange for money. So Gervonta is looking up at the internet, seeing what's being said about him, hearing this information coming out about himself, and saying, man, where is this?
As a result, it is believed the camp became much more private than before. The team reportedly limited outside access and reduced media exposure in an effort to keep preparations focused and distraction-free. Many fighters choose this approach before major bouts, believing that a quieter environment allows them to concentrate fully on training.
Originally, and this was a couple years ago, I remember when Gervonta started getting upset with it, and he started blocking people and getting mad about stuff, and he started telling Kenny and Calvin, that basically not to be announcing things, not to say things about who he's going to fight next or what he's going to do next, because Gervonta started getting irritated about that. I also know that Calvin Ford stopped talking to the media for a long period of time. Kenny Ellis stopped talking to the media about Gervonta in that way, because they were appeasing Gervonta and Gervonta's desire to have that information kept in-house, right? So to the extent that they were having conversations that Gervonta Davis didn't want to have, they had nipped that in the bud several years.
Conversation also touched on how information can quickly spread across social media during modern fight camps. Some analysts believe even small details can influence public narratives or create unnecessary distractions before fight night. Whether those concerns affected this camp or not, they highlight how carefully many elite fighters now manage information throughout their preparations.
However, what happened is you have family members and other members in the gym that have connections with people that have Twitter pages, connections with people that have YouTube pages, and they continued, the people with the Twitter pages and the YouTube pages continue to pay these people money for inside information about Gervonta, and he got very distrustful. Now, if you think, okay, well, man, that's not that big a deal. You know, you go and, people know, it happens all the time where you have spies in camp. Like one particular incident that I know about that really enlightened me to that problem in boxing was when Andre Ward was fighting Sergey Kovalev, and Andre Ward was just being very vocal about knowing what was going on with John David Jackson and what was going on with Sergey Kovalev. And he was telling basically, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're drinking this and you're drinking this and you're doing that, and your problem was here and your problem is there. Andre Ward knew the whole thing. How? Because he had a spy in the camp. The problem with that with Gervonta is when you have spies around him in his family, in the gyms in Baltimore, you have people that leak information that are trying to harm.
Former world champion Sean Porter also shared his perspective, suggesting that a fresh environment could sometimes benefit an experienced fighter. In his view, working alongside different people and training in a new setting can provide renewed motivation and help reignite the competitive mindset needed before a major fight.
I'm not sure if that's a great matchup.
I feel like there's some comfort there.
Is that what it is?
I feel like that's what it is. I feel like there's some
They
comfort
both
there.
killers.
He's down in Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Miami, yeah.
It's Washington,
Yeah, he's between
Seattle,
and
Washington,
Florida.
Florida, Arizona,
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
He be everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which might match the lifestyle of Gervonta Davis,
Yeah. Surprising to see it. I think but I feel like he's comfortable with
Porter also emphasized that maintaining hunger and motivation is one of the biggest challenges for established champions. He believes the relationship between a fighter and coach is built on trust, communication, and shared goals. If that connection is strong, it can have a positive impact on both preparation and performance inside the ring.
and just telling y'all what I know, sometimes that's all it takes. Whatever's gonna get this light flip up, turned on, and keep it on, sometimes it's comfort. I just need somebody that I feel comfortable with, that I can be myself with, and that, when I'm ready to move, they moving. When they ready to move, I'm moving. And I feel like he thinks he has that with Jose.
I don't know.
That's just right off the top of the head.
He likes to
seeing
move
that
when
stuff.
he wants to move. Too.
Yeah.
Not everyone is completely convinced, however. Anthony Bernath questioned whether changing trainers at this stage is necessarily the right decision. While acknowledging Jose Benavidez Sr.'s experience, he noted that building chemistry with a new fighter always takes time, making this an interesting storyline to follow as preparations continue.